So I like to tell people that I'm careful with my money. I say it that way so that people won't think I'm cheap. Like, it sounds mature, it sounds thoughtful and careful and that kind of thing, but it doesn't sound so cheap, right? But I have to admit to you that there are certain aspects of my economic philosophy that might strike you as cheap. One of them is that I hate paying people to do something that I can do myself. It just irks me, it really does. Now, I'll tell you something. I've got a live-in economic advisor who has a different opinion about this. Her opinion is that, if somebody has some level of expertise that we need, we should pay them to do that. And, I understand that. But I always just think, well, how hard can it be? So many years ago, we had to replace our garbage disposal. The reason is that my son Sawyer threw 22 cents into the sink, and the garbage disposal could not dispose of that. So I tried to fix it, really mostly trying to get that 22 cents back. But the garbage disposal was ruined, so we had to get a new one. And my economic advisor said, we should hire a plumber to do that. And I said, how hard can it be? So I went and got a garbage disposal and brought it home, took the old one out. And it can't be that challenging. The instructions are right on the box. And the instructions were in 5 different languages. They're in languages from countries that don't even have electricity or water. And I'm thinking, if those people can install a garbage disposal, then I can install it. So I took the old one out. I put the new one in. I couldn't get it quite tight enough to the sink to lock it in place. So I had this great idea. I went out to the car, I got my jack out of my car and put it underneath the garbage disposal. And then I jacked it up into place, right? And got it nice and tight, locked it into place. Success. And I stood up and realized that I had jacked the sink up off of the counter and cracked the porcelain on it, which was very disappointing to my economic advisor, which she was reminded of for 2.5 years that we kept a little tray that caught the water that were leaking from the garbage disposal. It always had a little film of green on it, so you would think that might have been a good learning lesson. But honestly, I really not got it. Getting much better. For years, as a series of events like this. Until finally, it was time came, we wanted to have a deck on the back of our house. And my economic advisor thought we should hire a carpenter and spend thousands of dollars, right, to build this deck. And I thought, well, how hard can it be, really? And plus, I had this great circular saw, and I just bought this DeWalt electric drill. I mean, it was a corded drill, the most powerful electric drill you could get. I couldn't wait. So I got all the lumber, and my kids helped me, and we built this deck. And I have to tell you something, it was pretty nice, pretty nice. It wasn't square, and it wasn't level, but it looked just like a deck. It really did. So the only thing is, towards the end of the thing, I had not accommodated, only thought about, I had to add some stairs on the deck, so I had to drill some holes underneath the deck. So I thought, that's not should be too tough. So I got my DeWalt drill and plugged it in, and the deck was really low, so there wasn't a lot of room. So I got on my back, I'm like scooching underneath the deck to try, and I'm a little claustrophobic, I'll say this, which is not really relevant to the story, but just in case you're not sympathetic to me yet. Some of you are judging me right now. Anyway, so I got under there with my DeWalt drill, and there's like no room for my hands or my arms. And I'm laying on my back, and I can manage this. So I got the drill in place backwards up above my head, and I'm holding the trigger of the drill with my thumb. And then I said, this will work. And so I started drilling. And then the drill bounced off the joist and dropped down into me. Now, the drill is hanging from my thumb. And the weight of the drill has kept the trigger pulled. So now the drill is drilling down into my chest. So my economic advisor and my children are all out in the yard, and they're witnessing this, and all they can see is my legs sticking out from underneath the deck. And suddenly they start flailing around, and I'm screaming, right? And of course they want to know what's happening, what's going on. Well, I'm not taking any questions because my drill is trying to murder me under the deck. But finally I say, well, I said something like this. Would one of you mind, really, unplugging my DeWalt power drill from the receptacle over there. And it's almost verbatim. And so I think my son Harrison had the presence of mind to unplug it. And so I kind of wriggled out from underneath the deck. And I think, with the blood and everything like that, it was a little disconcerting to everyone. But honestly, it was really kind of an amazing thing, because when the drill dropped into me, it kind of ricocheted off my chest and drilled down between my arm and my rib cage. So the damage to me was really pretty minor, you come to think of it. Now, it did ruin one of my favorite t-shirts. I'll never get that money back, I'm pretty sure. Now, you would think that I would learn from this lesson. I'd like to think that I would learn from this lesson. It's not true, but I would like to think it at least. And so for the next however many years since then, I've made lots of mistakes like this. I've tried to get better, but it just galls me to pay someone to do something I can do myself. It's just the way it is. I've tried. Even as recently as November, when my economic advisors suggested that we hire someone for $100 to clean the gutters out of our house. Right? And it's a wise thought, because I don't fall from heights as well as I used to. But I went outside and I looked up at those gutters and I thought, what the hell? How hard can it be? Thank you.